today's video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Auburn defense and kind of what they like to do and some of their personnel basically and some of their strengths and in relation to how they match up to the Alabama offense and kind of hear what you guys think about this too. But let's get right into it. So first of all, when it comes to the Auburn defensive line in the front seven, they have a powerful control the line of scrimmage type of defensive line. I noted that in the video that I made back early in the year when they played Washington, that this year's defensive line is not quite pass rush heavy and more so on controlling the line of scrimmage. But yeah, they have solid cornerback play, probably not as good as they were last year. And one of their guys, I'm not quite so sure on, their nickelback. I saw him get roasted against Georgia. Also, their linebackers seem to be okay. They still have Deshaun Davis, who's one of the better linebackers in the SEC. Still have number 49. But I was never overly impressed with their linebackers in general. So today I'm going to kind of show you some of the plays to kind of highlight some of their strengths, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. And then I want to hear what you all have to think about these things. So let's start out. This is the play that started the second quarter of the game against Georgia. Watch defensive tackle number 5, Derek Brown, blow up the Georgia center here on this play with just pure strength and power. So like I said, they like to control the line of scrimmage with power and then winning with leverage. And you can kind of see that here in this example as he really dominates his competition. Now on this next play, you can see an example of their cornerbacks discipline and kind of, their solid play. Watch cornerback number 12, Jamel Dean, set the edge here on the run play. And then he runs down the running back at the same time. Elijah Holyfield, the Georgia running back, who is a really good running back, by the way. If you haven't seen him, look him up. But you see how he breaks down at the edge of the line of scrimmage and then follows him to the sideline and then makes the tackle. That's an impressive play by a cornerback. That's great discipline and great tackling ability. So that's something to be on the lookout for in the Alabama running game. See if he makes up a name here. Now, at the 14-minute, 3-second mark of the second quarter, so it's not too long after that play, actually, the other corner, he has a long name. I'm not going to even try to say his name right now. I haven't done enough research on his name, but he's number 4. He's talked about quite well. He's definitely a very talented guy. I think people are questioning whether or not he still has all the technique he needs and he can play up with the experience that he needs to, keep up in this game. So number 4 will be an interesting guy matched up against either Ruggs or Devonta Smith or any of the Alabama's probably more talented guys. It'll be interesting to see how he keeps up. Another thing that the Auburn defense likes to do is to leave 2 nose tackles down and have 2 linebackers do pass rush. They kind of tend to do this when they want to get some pass rush. You can kind of see that on a couple plays here that I'm showing you. But if you run the ball against this, you can get some success. As you see on the play here with Georgia, they got a big gain on this play because of they only have 2 nose tackles down. These guys on the outside are standing up, and it's not really poised to take care of the run. So they kind of gave up some runs on that. So that'll be interesting to see if they use that a lot against Alabama and see if Alabama checks 2 running plays against those. Let me know what you all think. Do you think Auburn used that a lot? Also here, look at the 6-minute, 57-second mark of the second quarter. You see, look at the other Auburn defensive lineman, Marlon Davidson, number 3, kind of blow back the tight end with pure power. Like I said, they're not really impressing me with pass rush moves. They don't really have like that Paul, what is it? Paul James, what's the guy from a few years ago? Or Jeff Holland, that's what I'm thinking about. Those type of pass rush, or Carl Lawson. They don't really have that type of pass rush this year. And so what do you all think? Do you think the Auburn defensive ends will be able to get pressure on Tua through the tackles? Or do you think the Alabama offensive line has the advantage here when it comes to maintaining the speed rush? But the interesting thing was, will Alabama's offensive line be able to hold up against the power and control of the Auburn defensive line? That's going to be the real matchup, not so much whether or not Auburn can get speed rushes on Tua. So it'd be interesting to see if they're able to control and kind of hang up the line of scrimmage. I'm not so sure they can do that. Here's another play I'll show you too with linebacker Deshaun Davis here. It just shows him taking a bad angle here on the running back, number 35, on the stretch left play. He takes a bad angle, he kind of hesitates, and he doesn't make the tackle. And like I said, their linebackers are okay, and I think this is an example of that. Like, they'll make good plays here and there. They'll come on a blitz. They'll disrupt some things, but they're not game changers. And I think this is just kind of like an example of that happening. And like I said, this is a quick look at the defense. Could have looked at a lot more, but I just wanted to give you all just to show you what you can see here. So what do y'all think about this Auburn defense? Do you think they'll be able to hold Alabama down at all? Or do do you see Alabama kind of being able to wear on them and take care of them toward the end of the game? All right, leave your comments below. Looking forward to responding to them.